ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the SSE Arena here in the great city of Belfast. And this is the Betway Premier League darts, brought to you by Professional Darts Corporation, live on Sky Sports. And a very special welcome to the millions of viewers joining us around the world. It's time to meet the players. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome the reigning and defending Premier League champion and the reigning back-to-back two-time champion and the world, the Flying Scotsman, Gerwen and
Pack it up, pack it in, let me begin. Back in the wind, that'll be that's a sin. I won't ever slack up, monkey let her back up. Try and play around, got a whole crew will act up. Get up, stand up, come on, throw your hands up if you got the feeling. Jump across the ceiling, once there's a foot cross, someone's fucking jump, yo, I bust them in the eye, and then I'll take the punch. I can't make it down, I can't make it down. So get out your seat and jump around, jump around, jump around, jump around, jump up and get down.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome from the Netherlands, the former Premier League champion, the reigning world #1, and the former champion of the world, mighty Michael.
How do you follow up a 9-darter? Well, how about the world #1 against the world champion, Rod Harrington?
Well, if anybody can follow it, it is these two. I mean, there could be another 9-darter. I mean, these two have the raw talent. We've just seen the raw talent of Adrian Lewis, and these two players are with him. I mean, it's unbelievable. We've seen Michael van Gerwen break so many records and averages. He's up against Gary Anderson, the world champion. No one's going to give an inch here.
It's just lifted the whole atmosphere here in Belfast.
Unbelievable, especially when Michael walked on. I mean, everybody was off their seats singing. As we were standing backstage here, I mean, every young kid was at the back here in that stand shouting for Michael to give him a wave. It's just electrifying.
How do you see this one going?
Well, I've got Van Gerwen just to edge it on the form line, but it's very hard to back or tip against Gary Anderson because he has got that talent like Michael van Gerwen. They can fire off level 12s, you know, just 3, 4, 5 legs, so it could go any way.
Wayne Mardle and Nigel Pearson, your commentators.
Yes, follow that indeed. How do you follow a 9-darter? But what a match to look forward to here, with Michael van Gerwen on 15 points, level with Adrian Lewis in the Premier League now after Adie's magnificent display there. Gary on 13.
140.
Big game for Gary Anderson because sat on 13 points level with James Wade and Peter Wright still on 11.
140.
So can't afford to let it slip too much. But certainly one of those games we look forward to and relish.
Yeah, we do indeed. Michael van Gerwen beat Gary Anderson in week 2 after Gary missed the first week through illness.
139.
Beat him 7-3. Gary averaged 106 on that occasion. Didn't exactly play too shoddy, but just wasn't good enough to beat MVG on that occasion. And Michael's already started off in fine fettle in this, the first leg. Just a little troll data, but we kind of expect that from these two, don't we?
Yeah, we do. I wish I'd have put a stopwatch on that. How long did that leg last? It was brilliant.
It's quite an interesting dynamic with these two, because Michael van Gerwen, the world #1, and he was absolutely relentless last year, winning major after major. But Gary Anderson, the world #2, he won the one that Michael covets most, and that's the World Championship. 2 years running, back-to-back world champion for Gary Anderson. Such an achievement.
Well, Michael is at the same tournament count in terms of tournament victories as he was this time last year. At this particular stage now, after Barnsley last weekend, 3 finals, of course, was beaten by Ian White, but it was still a productive weekend for MVG, and he's at the same stage now with tournament victories as he was last year.
170 for Michael. Another one. He's the only man to have hit this in the Premier League so far. Can he hit another? Can he hit another?
125.
Well, tells you what he thought of that. Could be an important miss. Tops for a level game. That is the equaliser. 1-1.
Not a bad game so far, is it?
77.
Decent couple of legs to get us underway, Wayne.
You could watch it all night, couldn't you?
Absolutely.
When this man is on, it's ridiculously easy. Got such a lovely throw, Gary Anderson. And this man is none more relaxed in the world of darts on release of the dart.
Well, he's got a dodgy back as well. It's a good job he's not 100% fit for Gary.
Yeah, he's got a bad back. Of course he has. Yeah.
3 finals last weekend in Barn. Oh, here he goes again. How dare he interrupt these important stats that I'm trying to get out.
180.
Goodness me.
What a pace. 48. Another 16. Well, I think he went 4. A single 8 there, but it didn't matter. Tell you what, they're dragging each other along here, aren't they?
They are indeed, and what I was trying to say before I was rudely interrupted by another 180. 3 finals last weekend in Barnsley. He lost 1 final with 111 average. And there he goes again. He's hitting 180s for fun. Michael got a 9-darter on Friday. Lost a final with 111 average. It was a good weekend for Alan Norris, Robbie Green, but look at Michael van Gerwen, he comes again!
140.
Good weekend for Norris, Green, Van der Pas. But Michael is still the one who's there consistently in the latter stages of these tournaments.
Michael van Gerwen averaged 117.95 last week.
57.
That was his second highest average of the Premier League so far. The highest being that record-breaking 123.40. Gary Anderson is giving as good as he's getting here.
Yeah. Well, if it had hit the treble 18, the ball was on, but Gary Anderson now for double 18 to level it. Oh, no problem. No problem at all. 2 apiece. Easy as you like. And Gary averaging 106, Michael 117, 116 Gary. Well, this is quite spectacular.
It's a shame this isn't over the best of 31 legs, isn't it?
77.
Michael van Gerwen looking to accumulate points 16 and 17 to move within 3 points of Phil Taylor, who at the moment has a 5-point lead. Huge lead, really, considering how tough it's been.
140.
Well, they're both on top of the game, and they are serving up an absolute treat here. Look at this. Oh.
190.
4 180s for Michael. Can Gary get his first one?
140. Marking 167.
60. 57.
99. Gary, you require 144.
117 average for Gary Anderson. He's not going to be on a finish now.
81.
So Michael for a hold of throw.
68.
Nothing in it so far. 16 for double 16. He's going to go for tops now. There he goes, no problem. And the finishing here, Wayne, is magnificent. Michael's the only one who's missed a shot at a double.
Yeah, the scoring's pretty poor and the finishing's great. It's all great. It's just, like I said, we expect this so often from the players nowadays, but they do deliver more often than not. It's a ludicrous standard. The last 6 meetings between these two, the first 3 went to Gary Anderson, the last 3 have gone to Michael van Gerwen. There we can see the table as it stands.
60.
Michael looking to add another 2 points, and if Gary could, he'll consolidate that 4th spot, or with a bigger win, may go into 3rd.
Well, the way it's going, all the early signs are we could go to a draw. One slip, one error.
Yeah, we just want it to go the whole 12 legs.
Won't take long.
Well, leaves 86. Michael just throwing a few slack ones now
96. Gary, you require
for
86.
a holder throw. 54-32. Well, got to go for 18 or treble. Now the bullseye. Got to go for it.
61.
Well, you wouldn't put this past Michael van Gerwen, would you? For a 1-5-2. There's the first start. Another one would lead double 16. Width to the wire.
36.
Width of the wire.
25.
Here we go. 25. Double 12 for Anderson now. Levels it. 3 apiece. A tasty tussle here. Van Gerwen 111 average. Gary on 109. And a fifth 180 for Michael van Gerwen.
140.
He's in again. That's 4 perfect darts. Adrian Lewis, just in case you didn't see it, in his match against James Wade to make it 5 legs apiece, hit a 9-darter. 180, 177, 144. The first one in 4 years since Simon Whitlock back in 2012. Well done, Adrian.
The only surprise about that is the fact that it's taken 4 years in the Premier League. Look at this from Gary now. Oh, that's his first in a match. It gives Michael something to think about, doesn't it? Double 16, no problem. No problem for Michael.
It's the pace. They're both enjoying it. They clearly both like playing each other. Gary especially. He called out Michael van Gerwen last year, didn't he, in the playoffs? He said, "I'll win me semi-final. I want to play Michael van Gerwen in the final and beat him." That's exactly what happened. It's always saying you can do it, but when you can, I'm not jealous at all.
137.
Yes, and Michael prolific, winning tournaments left, right and centre.
57.
But I think privately he will admit Gary's got the one he wanted.
You only win 1 tournament a year. It's the only one you want. And it was, well, it is proving elusive for Michael van Gerwen. Only 1-time world champ. And when you think how good he's been since 2012,
99.
probably not the best return. Look at those averages. Oh, dear.
It's not bad, is it? more world titles in Michael van Gerwen for sure.
Yes.
A lot of years ahead of him, no doubt. Now, 8 would leave tops. For 4 apiece. Oh, the finishing is brilliant. Absolutely. 80% for Gary, 67% for Michael. And we're level at 4 apiece. What a match.
There's just no faffing at all, is there? They're just getting on with it. Should become darting law that it has to be played this way. You only get 3 seconds to release all 3 darts and pluck them from the board and get out the way for your opponent to throw.
If you go past 3 seconds, you get a buzzer then, do you?
Well, no, you just get an electric shock or something.
60.
Well, the averages are dipping here. Slack start to the 9th leg. That's more like it from MVG. Oh, and how! 6 of the best 180s for Michael. Here comes Gary as well.
140.
Crowd are loving this. We're loving it.
I was going to say. Stay there. Single 10.
130.
180, 130 to leave 32. There's not a lot you can do about that. Apart from it, 180 and put your opponent under pressure. Relying on Michael van Gerwen to miss. 3 at 32. Will Gary Anderson come back for that 64? The answer is no. Look at the reaction from van Gerwen.
It's like Michael misses 2 just to tease Gary.
95.
This is like darts, but better.
Really?
It's amazing.
That's an interesting one.
134.
We don't normally see it so rapid and so good.
93.
It's the best darts in the world, there's no doubt.
Well, they are 1 and 2, so what did we expect?
It's like they're on the practice board, isn't it? They're completely just focused, and there's hardly any emotion with winning darts, with 180s. There's no emotion. It's just get on with it.
There's no time. Tell you what, there's a half an opportunity here if Michael can place 2 in the treble, which he does.
We haven't seen any of the van Gerwen fist pumps.
95.
We haven't seen any of the dramatic celebrations. It's just get on with it.
There's a small chance now. Just hitting 2 trebles to Gary's 1, and if Gary misses this, there's a real opportunity for Michael. Tops now for 119. That is absolutely marvellous. Oh, that's wonderful. Really, truly wonderful.
11 leg Michael to row first.
And the first bit of emotion, I think, really, Gary Anderson, he knew that he'd left the door open for Michael with a miss. Michael just took a sip of his water and, well, came back to start again. It's brilliant.
When you're a world champion, they seem to find ways, don't they? Whilst us mere mortals find ways to lose, they find a way to gather their composure and do the job. That was Gary Anderson at his very, very best.
100.
Well, I'm going to say now, a draw would be a fair result. It's going to be harsh if one of these loses now.
It's a boring result.
93.
It's just, you know, it could go one way or the other, but quite frankly, I think it'd be harsh if one of these loses it now.
82.
1-3-4 for Michael, and Gary's not at a finish, so 6 starts from here. Just going to set himself up with a 20.
94.
We'll go upstairs looking for 60-60. Stay on the 60 bed.
42.
This is for a guarantee point for Michael van Gerwen. That is the point wrapped up. Gary Anderson is averaging 107. Michael van Gerwen 109.98. This is a must-win leg for Gary Anderson.
Oh. What a start as well! He has the darts, and he started with the full lot.
95.
I repeat, a draw would be a fair result. A draw would be a fair result. Thought we were going to get even better then for a minute.
100.
Gary, of course, was the only man in this year's World Championships to hit a 9-darter. That was against Jelle Klassen in the semi-finals.
98.
What a match for Gary that was as well.
What a match this is.
Yeah.
140.
Well, it's looking good for Anderson from here now. Michael looking just to put a bit of pressure on.
140.
Can he finish it here for a draw? Treble 18 would leave double 4. Well, Michael's not on a finish anyway, so Gary's going to be back.
Yeah, Michael can only put pressure on. And he has. Loads of pressure. Can Gary handle it?
Hasn't missed tops yet. And hasn't missed tops again. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was a masterclass of Premier League darts between the top 2 in the world. MVG and Gary Anderson. 6 apiece. A beautiful game. And a fair result as well.
To talk to us, tremendous level of performance, average of 110, but not enough in the Premier League to get a win even at that standard.
Exactly, I think we didn't give each other much of a chance. We were quite steady, both of our own throws. Had a couple of chances to break his throw. Yeah, if you want to win, you need to take them, and I think it was a good result for both of us, and I think it also was a fair result.
There was a crucial dart I think he had at double top at the end of a big combination finish when you were waiting to break, wasn't there?
I was on 48, he finished 119, and he had the right luck at the right moment, and he also played really well, and I think it was a fantastic match for everyone to look, and yeah, it wasn't that bad. I played a wide, and yeah, there's something to look forward to for next week.
How aware were you that Adrian had hit a 9-dart leg, because you almost threatened one of your own during that match?
Oh yeah, fantastic darts, of course. We were standing in the practice room, and after that first dart, we knew that was going in, and yeah, that's just one of them. The most important, that he won the 2 points for himself, and I won 1 point, but it was a fantastic game for everyone, and I need to make sure I'm there next week.
Listen, you're in a very strong position to qualify. Well played tonight, Michael. Another great performance.
Thank you very much.
Gary, thanks for coming down to talk to us. Well done on a point there, because you were playing catch-up all the way through the match, weren't you?
I wasn't really catch-up, he had the throw.
Yeah.
You know, I kept making it even. You know, there was one leg I think I had the chance. It kicked off bad. I made a mess of it, you know. So, but you know, it's all right. It makes him think about it for the next time.
A really good 119 finish. We're just talking to Michael about there. That was crucial, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, every double's crucial at this stage, you know. But no, it's just he's not that miles ahead on his backside.
You love playing him, don't you? There's a sparkle in your eye.
Oh yeah. I'm here to do one thing, and that's to mark up his darting career. It's no work so far, but we'll give it a go.
We know he's the world #1, but we often say you've got that one thing that he wants, the World Championship, haven't you?
And the Premier League.
And the Premier League.
And the Premier League. So it's the 2 big ones. He says it's the future that counts, but the past, he thinks about the past. Don't get me wrong, he's got it that he's not got them. I have, but he's going to have to take it off me.
It's a great rivalry, and that match was a great watch. Thanks for talking to us, Gary.
Cheers, lad. Cheers, lad.
Fighting till